Hello, my friend. Welcome back to Mama Magma Yoga. Thank you for joining me. My name is Tamu. We're on the third week of February, and this week we are exploring Dhumavati, who is the goddess of death and letting go. So this whole month is about creating space for new possibilities, and this week we are exploring this goddess of death and letting go so that we can go inward and reflect on our inner patterns, our learned behaviors, all of those places inside that we're maybe keeping secret, that we're keeping hidden, that we don't want to look at, and allowing ourselves to look at what we need to heal and reintegrate into the body and welcome back with wholeness, and what we need to let go of, because there'll be sort of a process of both things happening. So don't take this as an all scary thing, but rather take it to heart. Really feel for yourself. What are you letting go of right now? And what do you want to make space for? Because ultimately, it's more of who you really are, your truth, your clarity, your essential beingness. So just play with that idea as we move through our flow today. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest. We're going to come down onto our knees, starting in a thunderbolt pose. Let those sits bones relax towards the heels. Sit up nice and tall, lifting through the sternum, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Bring the palms to the thighs. Let's take a deep breath in here together. And on the exhale, tuck the chin into the chest just slightly. Find some length in the back of the neck, and perhaps you close your eyes. If this position doesn't work for your body, you're so welcome to come into Sukhasana or find a towel to roll up behind the knees. Let the dust settle. Let yourself arrive here on the mat. Beginning to contemplate what you are letting go of, what you are letting die away to compost back into the earth. Listen to the sound of your breath, and with your eyes open or closed, we'll bring the palms together at the heart, interlace the fingertips, press the palms forward, up and back. Deep breath in. Exhale, rain the fingertips down. Palms come together at the heart. We interlace the fingertips. Press those palms forward, up and back. We take a deep breath in. Exhale, rain those fingertips down. Last time. Inhale, palms come together. Press them forward, up and back. Maybe this time you look up. And exhale, rain the fingertips down. This time, allow yourself to bow forward, draping the belly over the thighs. Forehead comes to the mat. Shoulders round forward. We take a moment in child's pose. On your next inhale, slowly rise back up. Find your tall seated position. Then we'll bring the palms out in front of us. Finding a tabletop position, bringing the knees underneath the hips, wrists directly underneath the shoulders. Then we'll drop the elbows where the palms were, making sure to keep those elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel, fingertips spread wide. Walk the knees back a couple of inches. Inhale in. Exhale, allow the heart and the forehead to melt down towards the mat. Getting a juicy stretch in the shoulder girdle. Sits bones are shining up towards the sky. Continuing to breathe nice and deep. Feel that belly draping towards the thighs. One more breath here. On your next inhale, we'll lift the head and slide all the way through, bringing the hips down to the earth, finding a sphinx pose. Keep those elbows underneath the shoulders, fingertips spread wide. We're pressing the pubic bone into the earth, hugging the navel to the spine, doming through the upper back body. Find that resistance between the elbows and the earth, coming onto the tops of the feet. Take a moment here. Then on your next inhale, we'll curl the toes under, lift the hips, coming into a forearm plank. Press down into the palms, reach back through the heels. Find that nice long line from crown to tail, keeping those hips dipping, engaging the core. One more breath. And on the exhale, begin to walk the feet, the toes, up towards the face, sending the sits bones up towards the heavens, finding a dolphin pose. Press down into the palms. Head is lifted off the floor. Elbows are underneath the shoulders. Press into those palms. See if you can relax the heels down towards the earth. They may not come anywhere close. One more breath in. And on an exhale, we'll walk the feet back out, lowering the hips down, all the way back down into your Sphinx pose. Take a breath in here. And on an exhale, we'll release. Open the elbows wide, then swim the fingertips around behind. So palms are facing down, shoulders are reaching away from the ears. Inhale to rise on up, lifting the head, the neck, the shoulders, finding a locust version. If it feels all right in your body, lift your feet as well, pressing down into the pubic bone, chest shines forward. Then we'll swim the right hand out in front of us, past the crown, around and back. Swim the left hand out, around in front of us, around and back. Right hand swims forward, around and back. Left hand swims forward, around and back. One more time on each side. Right hand forward, around and back. Left hand forward, around and back. Inhale in, one more lift. Exhale, bow the forehead down, bring the palms underneath the shoulders, push up to all fours, and then make your way back to a downward facing dog. First downward dog of the practice, so begin to pedal it out, bending one knee and then the other, finding that beautiful stretch in the backs of the legs, lengthen the side body. Press down into your knuckles and your fingertips. See if you can melt your heart towards your knees. Find a hollowing between the shoulder blades. Rock the head, yes and no. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Then we'll drop the left heel. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Right leg lifts. Dial the pinky toe down. See if you can square those hips. Then we'll bend the right knee. And then send that right knee up towards the ceiling, opening your hips towards the right side of your mat. See if you can dial your right shoulder down, leveling it out. Inhale in here. Exhale, straighten the right leg. And then bring the right knee all the way up and through. We're stepping up into a low lunge. Lower the back knee if you need to. Stack front knee over front ankle. Then we'll plant the left palm. Inhale, reach the right fingertips way up towards the ceiling, pulling back with the right shoulder. Inhale in again, hug the navel to the spine. And exhale, float the fingertips down. Make sure your feet are hip width distance apart. Adjust your stance as needed. Ground down into all four corners of the right foot. We're rising up into a high lunge. Reach the fingertips forward, up and back. Find your high lunge. Get your center underneath you. So bend that left knee, maybe, and square those hips, and then straighten that left knee back out again. Reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, and then relax the shoulders. Find your stance. Inhale, maybe you look up. Exhale, we're going to bow forward, sweeping the fingertips down and behind us, reaching them towards the back edge of the mat, leaning our torso over the right thigh. Really lift up out of the left toes. Bend through that right knee. Crown reaches forward, tailbone reaches back. You got it. Inhale in here. Exhale, fingertips come to the mat. Step the left foot in about halfway, bringing the foot to a 45-degree angle as you lower the heel, and then straighten through the right leg, finding ourselves in a pyramid pose. If you need to be up on blocks here, bring them into play. You can stay on the fingertips. You can even bring the palms to the shin. Inhale to look forward, and exhale to bow the forehead towards the knee. Now you can stay here. This is juicy, getting a nice stretch in the back of the right leg, the right knee, peeling back with that right hip crease. Or you can plant the left palm on the inside of the right foot, and then we'll reach the right fingertips up towards the heavens, finding a revolved triangle. Hug the navel to the spine, extend through the crown. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, float the right tips down. Then we'll walk the right fingertips over to meet the left. We're transitioning into a wide-legged forward fold, dialing the right toes in, the left toes out. So both feet now become parallel with the short edge of the mat. Widen your stance if you need to. Bend through one knee and then the other. Maybe stretch it out a little bit. Maybe you stay up on your fingertips, extending through the crown. Maybe you've got a block in play. Or maybe you come down onto the palms, allow the forehead and the crown to bow forward, and bring those palms in line with the arches of the feet. Engage the knees, lift the kneecaps. Breathe nice and deep. On your next inhale, come back to the fingertips or the palms, finding a flat back position. Then we'll plant the left palm underneath the nose, left palm or fingertips. We'll reach the right fingertips up towards the ceiling, pulling back with that right shoulder. Inhale in here. Exhale, float the right fingertips down. Plant the right palm or the right fingertips. Inhale, reach the left fingertips up towards the heavens, pulling back with that left shoulder. Inhale in here. Exhale, float the left fingertips down. Bend through the right or the left knee, Point the left toes towards the back edge of your mat, dialing the right toes in. Find a low lunge on this side. Heart shines forward, crown lifts. Then we'll step the right toes in about halfway, letting the right heel come to the mat. Right foot is at a 45-degree angle. We straighten through that left leg, finding our pyramid on this side. And bow the forehead towards the knee, wherever you're at with it. Then you can stay here, or you can plant the right palm. Inhale, lift the left fingertips up towards the ceiling, pulling back with that left hip crease, finding your revolved triangle on this side. One more deep breath in. Exhale, float the left fingertips down. Step the right toes back, coming into your low lunge. Bending once again through the left knee. Make sure you got space between the feet and stability happening here before you reach the fingertips forward, up and back, rising up into a high lunge on this side. Relax those shoulders. Find your space between your palms. Remember, you can bend that back knee, get your center underneath you, square your hips towards what is now the front edge of your mat. Inhale to reach. And exhale, we're floating the torso forward. Fingertips reach towards now the back edge of our mat as we hover the torso over the left thigh. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Pretend you've got two children pulling on your fingertips. Left hamstring is working hard here. Inhale in. Exhale, float it down. Plant the right palm. Inhale, lift the left fingertips high. Find your twist. Hug the navel to the spine. Crown reaches. Inhale in here. Exhale, float those left fingertips down. Plant the palms. Step the left toes back. Find your downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Then we'll plant the right heel. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Left leg lifts. Then we bend the left knee. Open the left knee towards the left side of your mat. Reaching it up towards the ceiling. Seeing if you can drop the left shoulder. Inhale in here. And exhale, we'll set that left foot back down onto the mat. Then we'll slowly roll forward through the spine, coming to our plank pose. Inhale in here. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Come all the way down. Reposition yourself on your mat and then reach the fingertips around and behind. Palms face down. We're reaching the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lift the head, the neck, the torso. Or the shoulders rather, find your locust variation. If it feels comfortable, lift the feet, pressing down into the pubic bone. Then we'll reach the right fingertips out in front of us, swimming them out front, then around and back. Left fingertips swim forward, around and back. Right fingertips forward, around and back. Left fingertips forward, around, and back. Right fingertips, last time, forward, around, and back. Left fingertips, forward, around, and back. Inhale in, lift, lift, lift. Exhale, let it go. This time, spread the elbows wide. Bring the forehead down to the palms and shake the hips out. Take a couple deep breaths. And we'll slowly rise back up, bringing the elbows underneath the shoulders. Once again, finding our Sphinx pose. Palms are spread wide. We're pressing down into those fingertips, pressing down into the pubic bone, hugging the navel to the spine. Crown lifts. Inhale in here. Exhale, curl the toes under. Push up to a forearm plank. Hug the navel to the spine. Crown is nice and long. Gaze is straight down. Inhale in here. Exhale, begin to walk the toes towards the face. Once again, finding your dolphin pose. Sits bones are shining up towards the ceiling. You're pressing down into your palms. Crown stays lifted off the mat. Shoulders or elbows are underneath the shoulders. One more breath here. On the exhale, we'll walk the feet back out to our forearm plank. Dropping the hips down, find your forearm plank for a breath. And then exhale, lower the hips down to the earth. Bring the palms underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under. Push up to all fours. Bring the knees together, really together. Send the hips or the sits bones back towards the heels. Paint a line with your fingertips towards what is now the back edge of your mat, and bow forward, draping the belly over the thighs. Forehead comes to the mat, shoulders round forward. Find your child's pose once again. Breathe nice and deep. Maybe you close your eyes. What are you letting go of? What patterns do you need to allow to shed off of your body, off of your psyche, out of your everyday life? Then on your next inhale, slowly rise back up, finding your thunderbolt pose. Now we're going to move into a headstand practice. So we'll take this in stages. Think of it as allowing yourself to see things from a different perspective, to let go and to shed things into the earth. And just take it in stages. If you've never done a headstand before, then just take it step by step and only do what feels comfortable to you. We're going to bring the palms together, interlace the fingertips. Bring the forearms down to the mat. So forearms, the elbows are about shoulder width distance apart, and we're pressing down into the mat with the side of our hands. Then we're going to bring the crown, lifting the sits bones, we're bringing the crown of the head to the mat, resting the back of the head into the hands. So this is step number one. We're sort of in a bunny posture here. Press into the forearms, relieving some pressure from the top of the head. Then you can curl the toes under and lift the knees. We're step number two here. Adjust your head as needed. Press into those elbows. Then you can begin to walk the toes towards the face, leaning back into your hands just a little bit more. You can stay here, or you can bend one knee, hug the thigh into the chest. Bring the toes down. Bend the other knee, hug the thigh into the chest. Bring the toes back down. You can play here going back and forth. Maybe eventually you hug both knees into the chest, lifting the sits bones up towards the ceiling. Maybe you stay here. This is beautiful. Maybe you begin to extend the feet up towards the ceiling as your shirt drops away. Taking nice deep breaths, pressing into those elbows, relieving some pressure out of the crown of the head, shining the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, allowing the blood to flow in the opposite direction. Totally different perspective going on here. Take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, slowly lower the knees back down, hugging them into the chest. Then we'll lower one toe, then the other toe, then come down onto the knees and slowly rise back up to your thunderbolt pose. Then we're just swinging the legs to one side, any side, coming onto our seat. You can reorient yourself on your mat. In fact, I think that's what I will do, sending the feet out long in front of us, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe move the fleshy part of the buttocks aside, bring the palms to the earth or the fingertips, pressing down into the earth, lifting from the sternum. Find your Dandasana, pressing the thighs down into the earth, toes shining up towards the heavens. Nice long line from crown to tail. Inhale in. Exhale, forward fold. Drape the belly over the thighs. Maybe you bend the knees. Maybe your palms, your hands grab onto your feet. Maybe they rest on the shins. Maybe they stay on the earth. And this is your forward fold. Be where you're at today. Allow the forehead to bow towards the knees. Nice, long, deep breaths. Let the heart calm. Let the breathing start to regulate once again.
Feeling that energy in the crown. On your next inhale, we'll slowly rise back up. And we'll bend the right knee, bringing the right foot to the outside of the left knee. Hook the left elbow on the right knee, swim the right fingertips around behind. They kiss the mat. We sit up nice and tall on an inhale. See if you can lift from the pelvic floor. And exhale, journey into a twist, looking past your right shoulder. Inhale for length. Exhale to twist. Nice full deep breaths here. One more time. Inhale for length. Exhale to twist. Journey back through center. Send the right leg out long. And we'll bend the left knee. Bring the left foot to the outside of the right knee. Hook the right elbow on the left knee. Swim the left fingertips around behind. You know what to do. Sit up nice and tall. Lift from the pelvic floor on an inhale. And exhale, journey into your twist. Inhaling for the length. And exhaling to twist. One more time. Inhale for the length. And exhale to twist. Come back through center. Unravel the legs. Bring both feet to the mat. Opening the feet as wide as your yoga mat. Soles of the feet are nicely planted. Reach the fingertips around behind. We're just allowing ourselves to lean into our arms, sort of casual position here. Keep your feet planted where they are. Knees shining up towards the heavens. Inhale in. Exhale, allow the knees to drop to the left without moving where your feet are. Feel that internal rotation of the right thigh. Then we'll inhale, come back through center, keeping those feet where they are, and exhale, dropping the knees to the right. Feeling the internal rotation of the left thigh this time. Keep your toes active. Nice, full, buoyant breaths. And we'll slowly float the knees back through center. And we're just finding a comfortable seat of our choice. I'm going to choose Sukhasana. Sit up nice and tall. Allow those sits bones to ground down. Lift from your sternum. See if you can lean back a little bit. Palms to the knees or to the thighs. Inhale in. And exhale, let it go. Close those eyes. Tuck the chin into the chest just slightly. Feel that lengthening through the back of the neck. Feel the buzzing in your body. Feel the shift that has taken place. Feel all the parts of you that you have not yet explored, all that potential, all of that longing, that you that existed before you were even born, before your ego was built, before the world plastered layers of defense, of patterning upon you because you had to adapt. Who are you underneath all of those layers? And how are you going to let that self infiltrate the body and become more and more present within your being? What are you going to let go of and shed in order to allow that to happen? In your next inhale, bring the palms together at the heart. Exhale, thumbs come to the third eye. We bow to each other. The light in me honors, cherishes, and is in awe of the light in you. Namaste, my friend.